Good afternoon, everyone. We are now live in Autodesk Community Philippines Facebook page and YouTube channel. And then sa BIM Philippines Facebook page na rin. Okay, remotely connecting the field using 3D reality capture solutions and BIM. Ayan. Inviting you to join our group, BIM Philippines, kung hindi pa kayo nakaka-join. And then we have our Facebook page, BIM Philippines, BIM. Ayan, good afternoon kay Miss Susan Cecilio. Good afternoon po. Ayan, good afternoon kay Sir Dennis de la Cruz. And inviting you to share our live to your colleagues that might be interested in this session.
LinkedIn.
Yan, good afternoon kay Sir Reynaldo Sira.
Pwede naman yung mga atin. Sige.
May certificate po ba?
Si Kenneth.
Yan, hello Kenneth.
Good afternoon, Kenneth. Kumusta ang ating, hindi ka na namin masyadong naririnig sa Ambassador Hub. Go.
Ayan.
May certificate ba?
Pwede naman.
Yep.
Yes,
Saan ba yung
meron
registration?
tayong
Pakita mo naman.
certificate. Basta mag-register lang kayo. So, just head to BIM Philippines Facebook page. Hanapin nyo itong event natin. Tapos meron dyan sa ticket section. Dyan nyo makikita ang ating registration form. So, fill up lang. And then, ayan. Okay, nasa LinkedIn din tayo, no?
Hindi.
Ang BIM Philippines?
Oh, yes. We have a LinkedIn.
We have LinkedIn group din.
Nasa tab. Kaliwa.
Ayan. Sa may mga LinkedIn account, we also have BIM Philippines group. Ayan, inviting you to join our group in LinkedIn. Ayan. Growing members, no? We are now 1,095 members in LinkedIn. Ayan, good afternoon kay Miss Mayet watching from Davao City. Hello, good afternoon po. Okay, I'll give the floor to your moderator, no? Sir Jo Mark Bakiran. Okay, I'll go ahead.
Tas. Ma'am, ang hirap.
Just off the cam na lang muna.
Yan, adjust ko lang yung cam. All right. So in a few minutes, we are about to begin for remotely connecting the field to the office using 3D reality capture solutions. So wait lang po, malapit na po mag-start. Paki-invite na po. Now, please invite everyone to join us. Okay, this is very beneficial to our AEC and BIM enthusiast and professional. Learn how to integrate reality capture into your BIM workflows. Ayan, so please invite everyone to join us. Okay, so once more, please, if you're in LinkedIn, or if not, then we are highly encouraging everyone to join us in LinkedIn as well. Ayan, so yes, please register. Ayan, so once more, in a few minutes, we are about to begin. Ayan. Ayan, so in addition, please connect with our speaker, Mr. Conrad Alampay. And also, please connect with me in LinkedIn. Okay? And one of the advantage, the reason that we are encouraging everyone to connect with us, to me in LinkedIn is I have the ability to share free courses to everyone. So I'll be sharing this course. What is this? Learning aerial photography with drones. I'll be sharing this as an additional learning after after our live stream. Ayan, to everyone. So everyone na Connections ko will have uh, instant access. Ayan, so isa yan sa reasons again, no. We have tons of learning materials that we can share, and of course, syempre mas maganda kung it's an actual, 'di ba? Matatanungan nyo. Yan. So we have Digiscript to share more about reality capture. Ayan. Hindi lang reality capture, I believe they will also be sharing laser scanning. Okay, so if you remember, yesterday, tama, no? Yesterday, our guest was Unity, di ba? Our guest yesterday was Unity, and they shared the workflow of bringing in digital assets into a game engine. Okay? So, highly suggesting you check out the live stream, no? The replay of the live stream which happened yesterday. So, it's about, again, no, using a game engine to create high performance architecture, engineering, and construction visualization. Ayan, so ang nag-discuss po niyan is technology evangelist Marek, who is currently based in Singapore. Okay, so highly this is very educational, no? Educational time for us. So kahapon again, no, Unity for a game engine using for AEC, BIM, no? And today ano naman tayo? It's a reality capture and laser scan. Yes, Miss Nelsie, huwag kang mag...
Ay, hindi.
Okay, once more, we are live in YouTube and Facebook. Okay, so good afternoon, Sir Conrad and Ulysses and Ruel. Konnichiwa.
Hello.
Konnichiwa.
Doing
Okay.
okay. How are you? Doing well, doing well. Glad to be here. It's about time, no, Mark?
Yes, it's been many years. I think 2 or 3.
Yeah. Yeah. Good to be here. Excited. Yeah. So we're here with our team. We prepared for this webinar and talk. We're excited to share, our experience and our know-how based on, the reality capture. And it's exciting to know that we will share real-world examples that we've done here in the Philippines. So.
Ayan. So, I believe ang reality capture din is ano, 'di ba? Wala din ata sa school 'yan sa curriculum. And
yeah,
it's sad to see na we're seeing a lot of schools na, for example, they're offering architectural courses, and still they're only the CAD software that they're only using is just AutoCAD. And marami pa ring schools across the country are not yet familiar with BIM, same with Revit. So we're really hoping, and we're thankful that DigiScript is joining us, so that we can bring also in the future the importance of and benefits of reality capture. So dapat sana nasa school din 'yan, hindi yung
I think slowly we're also seeing a trend in receptivity in some schools. So we're talking to some schools, and I'm glad that some that are really more progressive and open to these tools, they're starting to adopt them. And that's also a lot of effort, but it's also them educating themselves and knowing the benefits. So you're right, with the architectural schools, they're looking at getting this for design. But we will probably touch on that during the talk as well. Yeah.
Ayan. So you may ako naman yung nakaka-control. So you may share your share your screen. Hindi ko na siguro muna kayo tatanungin na ako how I believe you'll be sharing more on how DigiScript started. So ayan, we are all curious then on how you started out. Ipa-present niyo naman yun mamaya, Sir Conrad, di ba?
Sure, we'll share a bit of our how we all started in this. Definitely be glad to share our story.
Ayan. Okay, so once more, please join us in LinkedIn and in Facebook. And also, if you're an Autodesk user, yes, we have Autodesk Community Philippines. And we have individual learning groups, just to share. Masyadong marami lang po, no? We have Autodesk Inventor User Group Philippines, Autodesk Revit User Group Philippines, Autodesk 3ds Max. So may mga individual groups po tayo dyan na hindi ko na muna ipa-flash, no? So kayo na lang ang maghanap at mag-join. Ayan. Ayan. Saan daw based ang DigiScript, Sir Conrad?
Yeah, so we're here in QC, based in QC. When we started, we've always been here, very close to Eastwood, that area, along the beach. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But we've had opportunities to scan and do some projects outside, but mostly Philippine-based work. Most of our work has been local.
Wala naman kayong layoff dyan, no? Resilient naman kayo, hindi kayo affected?
Well, we're fortunate, and with God's help, so far we've been able to keep our staff, and we we're still operating, but again, these are the few times that I'm actually in the office. Maybe 2 times, my second time in the office since past 4 months. But we come here for to fix some papers and to do a bit of work. But most of our team are really still working from home, and that's really the safest way for everyone to operate. We've had some opportunity to do some work during the ECQ, but really just essential, really to help some of the industries and get work done quickly despite the situation. But again, it's quite still unpredictable, and still hoping for the best outcome for everyone. Yeah.
Ayan. To our viewers, please reserve your questions muna kasi mamaya ang hirap mag-backread pag natabunan na. Pero we're open for your questions if you like to know, if you like to ask more, no. We have Sir Conrad and his team to share more. Ayan.
Yeah.
So is everyone ready, Sir Conrad?
Yeah. Whenever you're ready, whenever the group is ready.
You may share your screen na.
Okay. Share screen. Wait. Give me a second.
So once more, no, please connect with Conrad. Yan, Sir Conrad in LinkedIn. And yes, me, connecting po kayo sa akin. It's Joe Mark.
Okay, are we seeing what I'm seeing?
Yep.
Okay.
Ayan, and once more to tell us more about, as promised, to tell us more about reality capture solutions. We'd like to introduce Sir Conrad Alampay from DigiScript.
All right, thanks, Joe Mark. First off, thanks for the opportunity to be here and to share what we do. These are also rare for us, but we normally do this face to face with our customers. But given the situation, this is really the next best thing. And really, we've been accustomed to do these type of presentations now online since 4 months ago. But again, hello to the viewers, the BIM community and BIM Philippines, and also the Autodesk community. We'd be glad to take in questions. I know there may be more questions later on, but I hope to take you through the journey that we did through the setting up our company, as well as some of the experiences we've learned in 3D reality capture. So thanks again, Joe Mark and Nelsie, for setting this up. Yeah. So I have a few slides to start off to give an idea of what to expect in the next. I believe we have 2 hours to take everyone through our session, and this is a quick agenda I'd like to share so that we know maybe what to expect. So we will do a quick introduction, and then really define what is reality capture and its role in BIM. I think BIM is something that's been thrown around a lot, and many people have questions what it is, what it isn't. But our focus today is really to focus on BIM and its connection to reality capture and its uses in many applications, including many of the industries you see in front of you, which is the heritage conservation, which is a big part of what I've grown to love, protecting our heritage using reality capture. We have, of course, industrial facilities, commercial and retail, and educational institutions, as well as in the construction industry. So after we go through that first session, we will open up for, I guess, Q&A, just to separate the 2 sessions, because after the first part, we will have a scan to BIM workshop, which will be taken through by our BIM supervisor. So that will be about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on how it goes, and then we open up for questions also. So on the right, we have, of course, the lineup of speakers. Starting with myself, I am the president of DigiScript Philippines, and then our operations manager, Ruel, will take you to some of the real applications, and then we have Ulysses, who will be taking you to. He's our reality capture manager. We'll take you through some of the hardware and software solutions that comprise things that we use on a project to project. And then, as I mentioned, the workshop will be at the end, the second part. Sorry, we got cut off with a slide there. Okay. So maybe I can share a bit of our story and who we are. We started our company in 2006, and we established ourselves as a initially an outsourced company for architecture and engineering. We started off as doing maybe 2D drawings for US companies, 3D modeling and animations for renderings for real estate companies. But a few years after we started, we realized that there was a new technology out there called what we call high definition surveying, which is basically reality capture today. It really is a technology that we were open ourselves to. It was basically laser scanning, and it was a relationship we started back in 2009 with a company called Leica Geosystems, which is a Swiss-based company, and really the creators and the leader in reality capture today. So they are our partners in bringing this technology in the Philippines since 2009. And so today, with their support, we were able to now use this in real-world applications, and we are able to help our clients with the data they need to really effectively and accurately many things: visualize their projects, design, measure, and manage the built environment. So really, our solutions is built around creating accurate digital realities and bring that into our offices where we can now make decisions, design from, and share data remotely. And so we, as I mentioned, this happened in 2009. And what you see in front of you is an image of one of the older scanners. Just to let you know, the technology evolved, over time. But back then, the scanners that we had to carry around were in, suitcase-sized boxes, heavy, over like 15 kilograms, and we needed 2 to 3 people to get on a project. But year after year, Leica Geosystems, which is our partner who has been leading the innovation, the scanners and the technology has been more efficient, smaller, quicker, and that's what we see. Maybe, I don't know if you see behind me here. Later on, Ulysses will take you through some of the actual hardware, which is important to understand as well in developing the solution. So we're bringing these solutions to the Philippine market, and the output that we provide are really 3D accurate as-builts, virtual tours, and a lot more. So you can imagine, it really is up to your imagination what you can do based on your line of work with harnessing the power of an actual digital reality model in front of you, right? So today, DigiScript, we've worked closely with professionals across industries, starting with the AEC industry. As I mentioned, heritage conservation is where a big part of our work started as well, and then the list goes on and on. You might see something interesting within the bullets in this slide. You see here public safety. It's because the technology that laser scanning provides is also a way to help safety professionals use this for example, crime scene mapping, bullet trajectory analysis. That's another, and damage assessment. That could be, Jomark, this could be another webinar on its own for public safety. But just letting you know that there's an industry also for this technology for helping our public, stay safe, plan safe, and operate safely as well. So we work with some of the investigation agencies in that. But overall, it's primarily used in the architecture, engineering, construction space. Yeah. So I'd like to share maybe a definition of what reality capture is. For those that may be seeing this term, reality capture, what is it all about? Really, it's scanning or documenting any site or building or built environment and generating this into a 3D digital representation. So this digital picture represents the built environment where you can now view it, measure, share, and analyze it virtually from anywhere at any time. And that's really one of the points that, the topic of this session would be really, how do we now operate in this COVID era? We've given these tools now, but how do we now optimize the use of these, and how do we now still operate efficiently in our projects despite the distance that we have from our projects? So what we're saying, the value here is providing actionable information to help our clients visualize, measure, and manage their projects on time, safely, and as specified, which means whatever is designed in the office is implemented on site within time and budget. And that's what we believe the reality capture's role is for the industry. Okay, so what does reality capture look like? What does it look like on the field? What do these tools look like? So this is a collage of different reality capture sensors that involve, 3D laser scanners, drone technology. On the top right, you'll see a backpack scanner. It's a mobile scanner. Basically, as you walk, you're now mapping an environment real time. On the bottom left, you'll see these sensors mounted on vehicles for city mapping or infrastructure and civil works. And some of the other sensors that are coming out, as you notice, the bottom center one is a BLK360. That's one of the smallest laser scanners out there today. So it can go into tight spaces and very easy to and portable to carry around. And so on the right is a GPR system, basically mapping subsurface utilities or anomalies below ground. So all of these sensors can be seen as the sensors that are used for capturing the built environment. And and what happens with all these sensors, we are also integrating different uses, because we always promote the right tools for the right job. If you're looking at buildings, we recommend certain solutions. And as a partner of Leica Geosystems, we are they only work with the most experienced and qualified companies, and we like to bring these technologies as well to the Philippine market. And I would say we have a lot to share when it comes to these applications. So as we've evolved in our company, we primarily started reality capture using 3D laser scanning, as you see on the left. But over time, we've been able to find multiple uses and value over other industries, using other sensors for virtual tours, using aerial 3D scanners mounted on drones, and then, as you saw, GPR for ground penetrating radar. And on the top right, you'll see a new solution that we recently brought in. It's called Openspace. It's a built technology solution for the construction industry. And I'll just share one slide for that Openspace solution, because I think it's worth talking about, and maybe we can even open up a discussion probably after today or later on to share what this is about. But essentially, what the solution is a 360 camera solution that you use in the field. As you use it in construction site, it documents every pitch, every site, every location, and it automatically pins those photos onto your floor plan and compares it to your BIM. So this is another relevant topic that we can look at later, but it's really progress construction documentation and how to now bridge the gap between what's on site and in our offices for inspections and catching construction mistakes early. And we are a partner of this group in Openspace. They're a San Francisco-based company, and we've had some sessions as well. And if you'd like to learn more, we can share some on this. But this is something relevant, I feel, for today's construction remote inspection industry. So if you look at to bring our solutions to life, these are the partners we work with, and they're the ones who support us in what we do, and we believe they're the ones who are at the forefront of the reality capture technology space. So why we're all here? What is reality capture used for? And the whole idea is, if anyone in the group right now has worked on construction projects, or an architect or an engineer, that every time you go to site, there's always a possibility or it's very likely that you may forget to capture, to take an image, to measure something that is on site, and you only realize that when you come back to the office. And that right there, you lose time, you lose money by having to go back to site. But we're saying that with 3D reality capture, we're closing the gap between what's on site today and in your office. And we know that there's a lot of lost information there today if we don't use the right tools. That's why technology, I think, is there's a lot of ability to adopt right now. And it is, I guess, part of advocacy as well, is educating groups, communities out there, and using these tools the right way to be able to save time and reduce costs in the field. So again, I know that the BIM community is also very active here, and wanted to take you through this slide, which is a journey in the BIM as it relates to reality capture. So as we know, in the entire life cycle of a building or a project, there are many phases. And what we're saying with reality capture is that data that's on site should always feed back to the BIM for your BIM model for coordination. If you're using your BIM for coordination, information should always be updated, right? I know we're using it for virtual construction, pre-construction, but during construction, this is where reality capture, I believe, is very beneficial, because as you now update your BIM, you're using survey equipment, sensors, bringing that in the planning phase. So every time you update anything in the field, using some sensors in reality capture, you are able to keep a live document of your BIM model and making sure that is updated up to the end of different phases of construction. So we might be using maybe GPS sensors, total station survey grade instruments. When you go to construction and utilities, you might start using drones and 3D laser scanners, as you see in this illustration. But again, this is really using efficient tools on site and feeding that into the BIM model. So having that BIM model updated over the construction process gives you the ability to also use that updated BIM model for facilities management. And that's where the long-term cost benefit is, because 80% of the life cycle of a building is in operation, and that's where you can now harness the power of all that information put into that updated BIM model for facilities management, and as well validating what's on site versus what's on your design plan. And so I'll transition now into what and how laser scanning works as it relates to 3D terrestrial scanning. So one of the, of course, the latest scanners out there is called the Leica RTC 360. And right now, basically how it works is it moves from one room to the next, or one location to the next, and it quickly scans over 130 meters away information, and all that data is collected in a matter of 1 to 2 minutes per scan. And as that data is scanned, it automatically stitches all those locations to come up with a complete, what we call 3D point cloud model, right? And that's like the raw data that comes from these sensors. It's called point cloud. It's a collection of XYZ points, which all of those points put together is so dense that it looks like a picture. And the next slide I'll show you is an image of what a point cloud is in 3D, taken from a scan. And with that 3D point cloud, it captures images together with the location and measurements to give you a 3D complete picture. And I'd like to just slide the facade of this Manila Cathedral, which we did a few years ago, early in, I think, 2012. And as you have your 3D point cloud model, you can now slice and dice anywhere, any place within the entire building and come up with a view, measurement, section, plan, elevation. And that is now how we're able to use reality capture data. I mean, this is like an architect's dream to have a view this way and to dissect buildings and understand clearances and design and construction. And this is what reality capture gives the ability to do. And so, of course, the point cloud looks nice, but what are the real world applications? So many of you who are maybe joining this talk today may have seen point clouds, may have heard of it, may have used it, might have been too heavy to run. But again, how do we maximize the use of this and the benefits of an accurate point cloud? And so later in the session, we are going to touch on these 4 aspects, but just as an overview, we want to let you know that really, together with partnership with Autodesk, they're able to now connect the data from the laser scan to the existing consumable platforms, which are the Revit, Navisworks, AutoCAD, bring that in for as-built modeling, deviation reporting, checking conditions versus design and actual in class checking, and being able to share that across different platforms, cross-country, or within an office. So we will touch on these 4 types of outputs that you can produce with 3D reality capture data. And I guess nothing better to start off the the session by showing you an actual point cloud, okay, which we will show in the next few slides. So what we're seeing now is the power of the sensors, the scanners that are out there today, and bringing this into the existing Autodesk platforms such as Navisworks, AutoCAD, and Revit. Right. So many users are, I think, already familiar with Autodesk, Navisworks, and Revit. And Leica has a plugin that sits on top of these existing AutoCAD solutions and is able to consume this data in an efficient way to come up with productive deliverables. So later on, we'll see during the session how this works within the Autodesk family of softwares, right? And one of the things that's, I guess, nice to share this time is the data that's captured is an interesting file format. Leica has come up with a file format that's called the LGS file format, which is slated to be a universal file format for reality capture, just the way Autodesk has DWG, or a universal. It's like a universal file format, DWG. Leica Geosystems has come up with its own universal file format that's going to be an LGS file, and that's what is consumed in many of the softwares that we are using today. So later on, we can show you how to use it, how to consume this data within your CAD platforms. But LGS file is a file that's going to be around for a long time, and it's going to be a standard as we now proceed in the starting to see more of these point cloud in our projects. An LGS file contains a bunch of information that is unlike any other reality capture file. So it has all the metadata, it contains all your imagery, it can even have geotags such as position, associate PDFs, audio files. So what it does, it brings more context to your reality capture, because your reality capture file shouldn't just be a point cloud. It has other information that's important to help you come up with your final deliverables, and that's what the LGS file holds. And all that single file compressed format has the benefits are actually tremendous. But we'll see that as we now use this inside your CAD platforms. So for now, maybe what I'll do is I'd like to transition into an actual point cloud, and I'd like to get the help of my colleague Ulysses Latoza, who is actually our premier 3D reality capture manager. He will take you through what that LGS file is and how you see it immediately after you scan and what the benefits would be. So we'll be back after he speaks. I'll be sharing a few more applications and then pass you on to also Ruel in the web.
Awesome.
After this, yeah. Okay. So let me stop sharing. Yeah, let me stop sharing. Thanks, Joe Mark. Let me quit this and stop, and we'll transition to Ulysses. Thanks.
Okay, just click the share button, Ulysses. Yeah. Okay, so once more. So I hope you're enjoying the additional learning that we are currently seeing and experiencing right now. Yeah, so we're seeing now the screen of Ulysses. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Nagfi-feedback, please turn off na lang yung
Yeah.
Okay, once more, Ulysses Latosa.
Yan, check natin.
Please turn off na lang yung
Yan. Hello guys, good afternoon.
Okay, once more, Ulysses Latosa.
Yan, check natin.
Please turn off na lang yung
Yan. Hello guys, good afternoon.
Okay, once more, Ulysses Latosa.
Yan, check natin.
Ayun, parang 3 beses ko ata narinig yung sarili ko na nag-echo. Ayan. Suggesting you use na lang na an earphone like mine. Ayan.
Yeah. Yes, hello. Hello guys. Ayan. So, I'm using the earphones na. Naririnig niyo ako guys?
Yep, konting lakas. Mas malakas kanina, mas clear, mas crystal clear yung kaninang audio ni Sir Conrad. So what we are seeing then on your webcam is the Leica It's I think it's the RTC Jetstream viewer.
Yan. Okay na, sa wakas. Yan. Hello guys, good afternoon ulit. I'm Ulysses Latosa, no? From TD Script. I'm the TD Reality Capture Manager. No? So guys, before we start, no, quick introduction lang with our hardware. So hardware muna tayo, no guys, bago ko sa inyo dalhin yung actual site. Okay? So kung makikita nyo dito sa aking camera, I have
Yes.
two hardwares, no? These two scanners. On the left is the RTC 360. No? The other one is the PLK 360. Okay? So, a difference ng dalawa, this one is around 1 kilogram. No? It captures 360,000 points per second. Okay? So, ilapit natin para makita. So, it captures 360,000 points per second. No? One click button lang siya. And then, you can also remotely access, no, or scan through an iPad or smartphones, pwede rin. No? So with this one, it also contains an thermal imaging na pwede nyo magamit. I think for measure ng temperature. The other one is RTC 360. This one captures around 2 million points per second. And the range is 130-meter radius. So, medyo malayo-layo yung nakakapture. And also, meron din siyang HDR imaging. Consist din siya ng 2 batteries. No? So, if ever malobat yung isa, pwede tayo automatic gagana ulit yung isang battery. And also, USB memory stick. So, meron siya 256, no? Convertible pa yung memory niya. Gigabyte per gigabyte. Okay, so after this, no, ipapakita ko naman sa inyo, I'll go to my screen. And syempre, doon sa mga technical, mahirap mag-plan, lalo na ngayon, due to our situation. So, ang gagawin natin is, dadahin ko sa inyo yung site. No? I will bring the site, and then pwede tayo mag-discuss. No? Okay, sir, pwedeng pa share ako ng screen. Thank you. Yeah. So, everyone, this is a Jetstream viewer. No? So, I'm using the LGS data to view this one. LGS data is yung sinabi nga ni Sir Con, is the metadata. No? Ibig sabihin, it consists a lot of data, sitemaps, image, measurements, everything. No? So, in this view, naka-top-down view tayo. No? Kung makikita ninyo. And then, this is a sample construction site. This is consists of 24 stations. No? Every stations are, kinuha namin siya around 2 hours, I think. So, 2 hours lang siya on the site. And then, the processing takes us around 3 hours to complete. So, almost 5 hours, nakuha ko na yung buong data ko. Okay? So, paano ginagamit ang Jetstream Viewer? The Jetstream Viewer, you can use it parang Google Street View. You just have to double click the station and mapupunta ka on the exact scan locations, no? Scanner mo. Okay? Hindi lang siya parang Google Street View na you can just jump around, no? You can also play with the data. Pwede mo siyang i-3D view. So, kung nakikita nyo, naka-3D na siya. You can also do a fly-through. So with this one, para kang nag-animation, no? Kung mapapansin nyo, para kang naka-drone. No? With this one, you can already see, no, a lot of information through the building. No? So, hindi lang yan yung features niya. You can also do measurements. So this is a linear measurement. You just have to click the ruler, and then you just have to pick 2 points, and then it will automatically measure, no, based on the point cloud data. So that's 5.9. So
Nice.
kung mapapansin nyo dito, it also has an X, Y, and Z. So pwede natin siyang i-geo-reference with your local coordinate system. So wala kayong magiging problema kahit tok-tok ng kisame, pwede natin kuhanan ng coordinate system. With this one, no, we can also take snapshots. So you just have to click the snapshots, and then it will automatically be captured to the clipboard. So if you're making a report, let's say I'm making a presentation, I just have to paste it on that Word, let's say Word document. So it will automatically be pasted. No? And also, you can also do video recording. No? So let's say I'm doing a fly through like this one. With the record button, you can click this and you will automatically record kung ano yung ginagawa mo on the screen. So let's say you want a simple animation video like this one. So masisave siya, and then you can just send it to your colleagues if they want to see the actual site. This is also a shareable data, so wala kayong magiging problema. Kung mapapansin nyo, this is viewer, no? Jetstream viewer. So viewer talaga siya. You don't need a license to activate this one. This is a shareable data. Also, pwede natin siyang ilagay sa USB as a portable file. So, pagsaksak mo ng USB, it automatically, just one click lang, no? Automatic siya, bubukas na. So, wala kang magiging problema. So, we're using BLK 360 on this project. No, kung mapapansin nyo, BLK 360. BLK 360, ang advantage din niya is also, meron siyang thermal imaging. So, kung mapapansin nyo si Kuya, lagyan natin ng IR, and then it will automatically, no, makikita nyo yung thermal image niya. Okay? So, that's another point for this one. And then, let's say I want to isolate an area. Let's say I want, no, kung makita ko itong mga piping or sprinkler system, you can also do clippings in here. Let's say clipping size ko is 5 meters. So click natin yung point na yun, and then it will automatically focus, no, doon sa area ng clipping mo. So let's say focus lang tayo dito, and then makikita mo dito yung sprinkler system, makikita mo dito yung mga trussing, mga slabs. So complete data rin siya pag makikita natin. And then you can just turn off the clip. So this data, no, from lalo na ngayon, it's hard to go back and forth on the site. So the advantage of this one is you can already see a lot of data on the site itself, and then you can already plan. Sa mga architects, engineers, they can do the planning na on this data already. So there will be no problem, I guess, regarding this one. Kinuha lang namin to one time, and then pwede na kaming mag-create. Let's say I want to create a design, or I want to create a report, no, progress report or everything. So automatically created na siya, and then this is a shareable file. Your bosses can view this file also, they check this file also. So wala kayong magiging problem with the sharing. You can also create presentations through this. So I think this will be a great help for everyone to use. No? And regarding the processing, so we're using the best technology and the fastest technology now already. On the processing side, it will take us hours to complete the scanning and then the processing. So yung nalolos natin on the site, nababawasan, nalilimit, kumbaga. Okay? The good thing nito, you can also, bagong technology, the RTC 360, it has a BIS camera that automatically stitches, no? Automatically stitches the data. So wala ka magiging problema. Kasi once na niload mo, sometimes you need just mga checking, but it will automatically stick, no? Ibig sabihin, automatic siyang nabubuo na yung data mo. So yung processing mo on the site will be less. So there will be, I think there will be advantage, no, for those who's using. So let's say I want to measure everything in here. So lalabas, magre-reflect. I want to gather the MEP, the MEPF, ducting, sprinkler system, everything is recorded, no, on that day, same day na nag-scan ka. So that's a plus point for us, I think. So with this, no, guys, I think I need to transfer you again to Sir Conrad Alampay for the other details regarding the project. So thank you, sir. Thank you so much, everyone.
Ayan, thank you so much, Ulysses. So once more, no, we will be releasing certificates for this one to all who are interested in applying this self-directed learning. So, but for that to happen, we are requesting everyone to register. So again, the registration form is in the events page. Okay. So sharing Sir Conrad's screen.
Yeah. Okay. I hope it was. I hope Yuli was able to take you through really the immediate benefits that you can get from getting a point cloud. You know, as you said, the efficiencies now with scanning and bringing that data to the office is a matter of, you know, if it's a small project, it's minutes. If it's a larger project, maybe a few hours or days. But it's really almost instantly you have that data at your disposal. And that's really the time savings that we're trying to show with reality capture. So again, it's actionable data, real world data with dimensions that you can interact with and make better decisions for you and your stakeholders. And really, again, this is an image that I'm showing you within Recap, because we all know that in Autodesk, they also have their native Recap viewer, Recap point cloud application, which again consumes the data that we can provide. And really what it does is really gives you the complete picture. As I'm just recapping, you can see the spaces in between spaces. And so what that means is, like, you know exactly how thick walls are, you know exactly how thick slabs are, and also what rooms fall above each other. So if there's a pipe that's going through this room, we know exactly what's below that because we've scanned both the second floor, third floor, and the ground floor. We can all bring that in and visualize together. And as one of the points that, of course, Ulysses mentioned is virtually visiting your assets, especially in a time where we can't really step out of our houses. And that's one of the benefits. So in real world applications, again, what is the benefit of this 3D data for BIM or in Revit? As I mentioned earlier, one of the applications was as-built modeling. So if you know, the older the building gets, buildings that are maybe 15, 20, 30, 40 years old, the older the building, the older and outdated the records are. And as you look around you today in the city, in the major cities, many buildings, believe it or not, do not have any more as-built plans. And that's one of the concerns now is how do these companies operate and get permits without the proper as-built? And really what reality capture does is give you the ability to really start from scratch. Without as-built, you can actually bring a system in, a 3D scanning solution, scan, and come up with a true as-built as your building is today. And with Revit, there, we bring this data in that is consumed there. And this reality capture data allows you to just really bring in the data, the point cloud, and then to visualize it in Revit and understand your design based on the actual reality that it is today. So if you're re-renovating, redesigning, reusing the spaces, you are now not assuming what's on site, but you are bringing that reality to your desktop. And that's what we're showing you now in this short video. You only need to model, basically, if you're renovating the architectural, just model the architectural. If you need to model, if you need to renovate or understand your MEPFs or redesign or reroute pipes, you can just focus on modeling, for example, your piping systems within the space, and then really validate existing models and plans. So with reality capture data, you can now determine whether what is on your blueprint is actually been implemented and constructed on site, and compare those two and see what needs to be validated or adjusted early in the project before you start constructing your high-rise. So the earlier the projects, earlier you catch your mistakes in construction, the bigger time and cost savings you have as you construct. And that's what we believe we can provide with 3D reality capture. Again, as we talk about BIM and reality capture, we can also use this for construction verification. We understand what is clashing. I think we've seen how Navisworks and pre-construction is used for determining clashes between disciplines. But using reality capture today, we are helping clash what is out of place and where it should be, and how much of a displacement, for example, columns, utilities, walls, have been displaced. So we can now make adjustments early in the project and make the rectifications before it becomes almost irreversible. So that's what we're doing now. So if you notice these images here, it shows you where the design is in gray. The BIM or Revit model is in gray in this image. But what was actually constructed in what is shown in the point cloud is the green dots and the point cloud, the shadows there. So you can see how much that pipe on the left, probably half meter, and you can now determine, is that tolerable? Is that going to cause issues down in the project? Or in the duct, in the case of the duct on the right, that's maybe 1.5 meter distance. Is that acceptable within my tolerance for the project? And so those can be defined, and you can now run clash reports based on reality and your design model, right? So that's what this image in Navisworks is showing. So the same way we do clash checking in Navisworks, we are clash checking using reality capture, 3D point clouds inside Navisworks, and again, showing you the benefits in using that for identifying pre-construction clashes, validate again what's happening on site, and at the end of the day, we want our project to stay on time and follow the specifications as designed by the project early on. And I think with that, I'd like to maybe focus now on the real applications. So we've shown you maybe the industry applications as an overview, but nothing beats showing you real world applications, and that's where the sweat and the effort of our projects has been. And I'd like to introduce you to Ruel Denolan, who's our operations manager, to explain really the projects and the benefits and the solutions with reality capture before we transition into the workshop at the second part. So without further ado, I'd like to have Ruel step in.
Yeah.
He'll just, since he's here right now, he's just gonna shift chairs with me.
Social distancing.
Awesome. Ayan, kudos, DigiScript. Ayan. Thank you for joining us, Ma'am Mary Otico Clemente. Ma'am Mary Rose Castro. Ayan. Thank you po. No? Happy to know that you're learning. Ayan.
Okay. Hi guys. Good afternoon. Thank you pala BIM Philippines for giving us this opportunity to reach out to those individuals, professionals, to reach them out to share our services and actually also our technology. So I think hopefully meron ulit next year or even next month, or kung ano man yung meron kayong schedule regarding AEC, which you think na pwede kaming mag-present. We're always free to do that. Walang bayad. Anyway, let's proceed. So I think na-present na naman na ni Conrad yung overall background ng company, who we are, and then yung technology na ginagamit namin. So I think this time, it's time to show you also yung actual application nung kung ano yung sweat and blood part nung ginagawa namin. So one is yung technology, capturing, and then other is yung equipment, syempre equipment, and then technology, and then yung processing, and then at the same time, may point cloud na tayo. Ano nga bang ginagawa natin sa point cloud? Guwapo kasi si point cloud sa pag tinitignan natin. So, pero ano ba yung may extract nating data sa point cloud natin? So ito yung i-discuss natin. Okay? So as Conrad mentioned earlier, we catered to a lot of industries: heritage, oil and gas, industrial, retail and commercial, So for this one, this is a notable project that we made together with PSA and NCCA. This project is it's called the Disaster Risks Assessment to prevent yung mga heritage or to protect yung mga heritage structures natin, especially yung mga churches. Kasi kung naalala nyo yung 2013 earthquake, so parang yun yung naging reflex na ginawa ng government. Okay, bago mangyari yun, gawin na natin to. So with this, TIESA, we did 7 sites actually, 7 sites, heritage sites. Isa sa Iloilo,
Iloilo.
amin sa North, actually more on Ilocos. So kung makikita nyo, ginagawa namin yung scanning, meron din kaming GPR, meron din kaming aerial, which is yung minention din ni Conrad kanina. Okay, so yung nakikita nyo ngayon, yung transition ng actual point cloud dataset into the aerial drone shots. Okay. So ito yung mga fly-through. Ito yung similar video na pinapakita ni Ulysses earlier dun sa demo niya. So initially, ang problema talaga ng mga heritage structure natin, walang data eh. So like for example, may mga assessment tayong gagawin. We need to renovate, di ba? Anong gagamitin natin, anong gagawin natin. So doon pumapasok yung importance ng reality capture eh. Kasi kung iisipin mo, kung may mga technical person na nandito, yung gumagawa ng asphalt, pupunta ako on site, dadala ko hagdan, especially in higher areas. Medyo risky pa yun, di ba? So with the equipment itself, tatayo mo na lang siya, antay mo lang siya makapture lahat, process ko na lang. 1 day capture or 2 day capture process ko sa office, hindi na ako babalik sa site kasi nandun na lahat ng information na kailangan ko. And then from there, once we got all the information we need, pwede na natin siyang extract dun sa mga model, asphalt model or drawings na kailangan natin for the project. But for this one, meron tayong 2D asphalt measured, so heritage natin, meron tayong floor plans, elevation, etc. Ito yung mga pwede natin ma-extract no, from the point cloud data. Meron tayong elevation. So kung makikita nyo, sobrang detailed nung facade, no? Yung elevation, even yung brickwork. So kung itatanong nyo, paano nyo ginagawa yung brickwork? May mga super science po kaming mga nagde-draft dito sa office to specifically draw yung mga brickwork na yan. Okay, so hindi po yan, it's not automatically generated, it is manually generated po. So yung mga pinapakita namin, we have semi-automated, but for the heritage conservation projects that we did is all manual. So even yung mga vegetation, pero hindi naman po kasama lahat ng dahon na. It's more on the structures. That we're just showing you how detailed as we can go, no, on a certain project. So we have floor plans. So isipin mo kung ikaw may project ka, gagawa ka ng project, wala kang plans. So saan ka magsisimula, hindi mo alam. So doon ka papasok, bibigyan namin sa inyo yung details, yung mga kailangan nyo. So for this one, we have floor plans, detailed drawings, like the retablo, even yung mga intricate carvings ng retablo natin. Again, doors and windows schedule. And then, aside from the asphalt, sa heritage conservation projects na ginagawa namin, meron din kami tinatawag na condition survey. So, ano siya? Ano si condition survey? Si condition survey is, dinidetermine niya yung damages na acquired ng isang structure over time. So, from there, yung condition survey na yon, nag-determine yun kung ano yung majority damage na meron sa isang structure, especially heritage structure. So from there, makakatulong yung study na yun, yung condition survey na yun, to assess, to help yung structural engineer naman natin kung anong dapat gawin, retrofitting ba, kailangan ba natin, kung ano pa, mga engineering aspects, no? So kung mapapansin nyo dyan, may mga legend tayo to identify those kinds of damages. Meron tayong lifting, peeling, cracks, and so on and so forth. It can go as many as damages, no? Now we can identify. So ginagawa natin yan, no? For the heritage project condition survey. Okay. Another heritage project, Metropolitan Theater. Kung alam nyo, familiar kayo with Metropolitan Theater sa Loton. So nag-close siya ilang two decades na ata. Correct me if I'm wrong, no? Pero I think nasa 2 decades na siya nag-close or tatlong dekada na. So mula noon, with the help of NCCA, so we were invited, no, with to work with best of the best consultants for the heritage conservation in the Philippines. So we are very lucky to be part of that group. And we came in, as the same thing we did with the TIEZA project. Scan namin yung buong theater, provide namin yung mga asphalt drawings to help them with their studies and designs on how to move forward. Kasi ang pinaka-plan ng NCCA dito is to reopen and then pagandahin siya, syempre, and then to preserve. Yan, kung makikita nyo yung facade, ito yung main facade natin sa may entrance. Even yung mga damages, kita natin yan. But aside dun sa 2D asphalt drawings, nag-provide din kami ng BIM. So dito naman papasok si scan to BIM natin. Okay? Kung makikita nyo sa may top right, mid, yun yung point cloud natin, yung orange, and then yung lower left, yun yung BIM. Yung BIM, ginamit naman with the help of our co-consultants, LDG architects, ginamit nila yung BIM model natin to determine yung energy consumption or to determine yung potential solar panel location or energy green architecture. Kasi isa din yun sa parang gustong gawin na or i-implement ni NCCA dun sa Metropolitan. Okay, so kung mapapansin natin sa top right and sa right portion natin, top and bottom right, andyan yung mga ginagawang nila ni LDG architects. Okay, so we're done with the heritage, no? Next naman natin is power plant. So power plant and industrial. So itong project namin na to is, I think I can, yeah, this is one of our project we did abroad. Actually, this is similar to first gen power plant. So nagpunta rin yung team. Pinaka target ng project, ng client is to provide or to recreate digital twin or as-built model ng buong plant nila. Okay? Ng buong plant nila kasi may balak sila. Yung planta kasi na to, yung location niya is nasa tatlong block. So may isang block doon na open. They're planning to add another structure. So to do that, for them to do that, they need to get or they need to get the updated 3D BIM model of the entire plant. Though they have an existing model, pero yun nga, as over time, yun lagi sakit ng mga structures. Pag may ginawa sa on-site, hindi na-update doon or sa 2D drawings or sa model natin, okay lang yan, wag na natin i-update, maliit lang naman yun, isang di pa lang eh. But over time, yung mga ganong mga instances, doon pumapasok yung problema. So yun, bago sila nag-start doon sa project, they invited us, no, to do the services, asphalt scanning and modeling. Okay. So I replay ko lang yung video, no, medyo. Okay. So yung nakikita yung video, yan yung tinatawag namin TrueView, kung mapapansin nyo. That's another Leica software, no, free software from Leica, which is called TrueView. Similar din yan sa pinapakita ni Ulysses earlier, na para siyang 3D 360 panoramic images, para siyang Google Street View. But ang kaibahan dyan, yun nga, similar siya dun sa pinakita ni Uli. We can transfer one location to another location just using yung mga yellow triangles na yan. Which is yung mga yellow triangles na yan, that's where we set up our scanner. And then just to give you an idea then, no, the overall number of scans I think we accumulated with the entire on the entire project is about 800 to 900 scan. So yung mga yellow triangles na yan yung mga scan setup namin. Okay. Next. And then, of course, after scanning, again, for BIM modeling, for the asphalt modeling, we always stick with the basic, no? I mean, with the, kung ano ba yung tama. Kasi may mga, I'm not sure kung may gumagawa na ito, pero ako may nakikita ako, may kilala ako na ginagawa to. Nagmo-model sila. Isang modeler, ginagawa niya lahat, isang buong model, buong discipline sa isang workspace. So, alam natin mali yun, but I don't think for some reason naman, for some reason, baka may sarili siyang ano. But for us, we normally do our modeling workflow on a proper BIM workflow. Like, for example, for this one, we have piping model. So we have a team to produce the pipe model or the MAPF discipline, the structural discipline, and then the architectural. And then at the end of the day, naka-work sets tayo. At the end of the day, we combine the entire model to come up with this 2D drawings from the 3D model. Then at the end of the day, ang goal natin is makombine natin yung buong model. So ito yung animation. Gamit namin dito is Lumion. Lumion animation siya. So ito yung buong 3D asphalt model BIM ng buong power plant. So mapapansin nyo, wala siyang naka-default lang yung mga color natin. Ano? Wala tong walang texture.
Nice. Parang ano na daw, no? Parang nasa laro daw, no? Parang
Actually, si Lumion, para siya, Unity din siya eh, if I were not mistaken. Lumion is under Unity din, I think. So, gaming engine din siya. But I think Lumion, marami na rin gumagamit ng Lumion for rendered animation.
nice.
So, for this one, once meron na tayong complete model natin, pwede na natin gawin yung, facilities management, class checking, QA/QC, safety, etc. So marami tayong gagawin pag meron na tayong system or digital twin ng ating asset. And I think one of the purpose din also is for safety kasi I think that time si Widodo may balak siyang bumisita that time nung ginagawa nitong project na to. So before nila mapagawa yon, kailangan nila mapakita yung safety areas to simulate yung mga safety areas ng plant nila. Okay? So next naman natin is commercial and retail. Okay? So paano na tayo? Palapit na tayo ng palapit sa city. Okay, so commercial and retail is a point cloud. This is actually one of the malls in Mindanao. We did a few years back. So the problem dito is super outdated na siya kasi sobrang luma niya. So sa sobrang luma niya, yung mga asphalt niya, wala nang natira, yung iba gutay-gutay na. So parang that time, I think kailangan nilang, pinahanapan sila ng permit, no? For permit to operate. So wala silang may pakita. So medyo naalanganin yung operations nila. So they got in touch with us. So the same, provide namin yung, punta kami on-site, scan kami, provide namin yung BIM model. Okay. Again, yung disciplines natin, architectural, structural, and MAPF. Okay. Yeah. And then I think last actual natin is for educational institution naman. Okay, so we did one project then also in Luzon, no? So actually same din, almost the same din yung problema niya. So pinaka-problema niya is may problema yung structural integrity ng isang building na to, itong makikita niyo sa video. So they invited us. Again, we scan. After scan, we provide also yung BIM model. So from there, the structural engineers, structural consultants use the BIM model to come up with assessments of the structural itself. And also the client also used this BIM model to simulate yung di ba kasi nasa pandemic tayo ngayon eh. So they need to limit or they need to plan out yung if ever mag-reopen sila ng school. So from this model, from the BIM model, they use the BIM model to identify, okay, ano, ilang bangko ba kailangan natin bawasan, or paano ba yung setup ng per classroom natin, ano ba yung mga COVID safety protocols na kailangan natin idagdag sa building natin, which is not present during this time ng in-scan namin. But yeah, so we're happy to mention na hopefully successful naman yung nagawa ni client. So medyo ano sila nakamat na nila or na-achieve nila yung gusto nilang ma-achieve dito sa specific building na to. Okay, so these are the BIM model on the point cloud data that I showed earlier. No? So makikita natin dito yung mga classrooms. Medyo maganda siya kasi pina-rendered namin to for presentation purposes. But yeah, 3D BIM model. This is including all the disciplines, no? The RT, Struct, and MEPF. Rendered classroom. And then of course, yung section natin. Structural section drawings. Yeah, I think for the application, I think yun. So far, I think na-mention ko naman lahat ng industry. So I think with that, thank you. I'll turn you over to sorry. May nakalimutan ako, guys. Sorry, may construction pa pala ako. Okay. Pa pala, sorry. Yeah, one more ano pa pala. So ito pinaka-importante, hindi ko pang makalimutan. So one more last slides or last topic. We have also construction, no? For construction. So ginagamit namin yung ito yung medyo in demand ngayon eh, kasi lalo na yung mga engineers natin medyo hirap pumunta sa on-site. So yung isa natin pwedeng gawin, meron tayong scan data, punta tayo sa isang site, ongoing construction, capture natin yung data, and then we can verify that with your design model. So for construction purposes, may ongoing construction tayo, pwede natin scanin yung isang site, and then ibagsak natin yung design model, BIM model nyo dun sa point cloud data to see kung ano yung actual, and then kung ano yung difference ng actual and then yung design model. Pag merong tayo nun, doon na papasok si clash detection. Okay? So si clash detection, itong clash detection na ito, kung familiar kayo with clash detection, hindi ito yung sa Navis, hindi ito yung per discipline detection. I think na-mention ni Conrad earlier. So itong clash detection na ito, this is detect clash between the point cloud, the actual point cloud data, the actual structure versus yung design model nyo. So kung mapapansin nyo dito, meron on my left screen, no, meron tayong mga clashes dyan na identified. Okay. So as the construction progress, dadami at dadami yan. For example, one good example is ito. Yung red outline na yun, na square, yan yung actual design model. Yun yung design model. And then yung yellow na square, yan yung actual as construction. So diyan natin madidetermine yung, okay, ano ba yung, okay, diyan natin madidetermine yung tama ba yung construction natin? May ano bang pwedeng gawin? Pasok ba to sa tolerance natin sa structural? At yun yung mga ganun, yung mga which is nagko-cause ng sobrang delayed ng construction. Okay? So, yun. Bago ang ginagawa namin diyan, so bago pa man mag-install yung mga ibang consultants like MEPF, structural, or ano pa yung mga ibang consultants yan, i-scan na namin, pakita namin yung actual, and then bagsak namin yung design model nyo. So doon pa lang malalaman na natin. So to prevent yung mga ganong issues. So that's isa pa yung benefit kay scan to BIM. Okay? Next is yung QA/QC naman. So this is naman to determine yung audit ng mga contractor. So kung may mga contractor na hindi naman lahat, no? Kung may mga contractor na medyo padiskarte or ano, sasabihin nila, boss, sa may-ari, okay na yung building natin eh. Okay na yan. Pakita ko na yung model picture. Yan. One of the benefits of the scan to BIM is yun. Pwede nating overlay ulit yung scan model versus yung design. And then from there, we can create QC. So kung ano na ba talaga yung, kung tama ba talaga yung design model natin. Okay, so yan, one example also yung vertical column natin, hindi siya line. Okay, actual ceiling, actual constructed ceiling is lower than the proposed or the design model. Yeah, and I think one last slide on my end is to show you din yung floor flatness, floor levelness, and then plumpness. So ano siya? So I don't think dito sa industry yata sa Pilipinas, bibihira lang talaga yung gumagamit na ito. But ang gumagamit nito is more on the tanks, mga tangke, mga dams. But for this one, we're trying to integrate this also on the construction industry. Kasi from this one,
an LGS file
oops,
combines
sorry.
those data sets. So we can simply say open LGS.
Okay. I think the video.
On their side.
Yeah, I can just play the video. There. Ganda lang. Okay, sorry, medyo may English error lang dun sa video. Anyway, for this one, this is a big one example of floor flatness, levelness, and column plumpness. So ang ginagawa naman natin dito is kung may construction tayo, high-rise, especially high-rise, no? Pwede nating scan yung isang area. And then again, we overlay yung point cloud data. So from the point cloud data, kagandahan kasi ng yung software, meron siyang automatic noise reduction. So kung mapapansin nyo, yung mga point cloud natin na kung familiar kayo with point cloud data, may mga noises yan. Especially kung medyo busy yung environment, no? Construction environment, or kung nasa traffic tayo, marami tayong makaka-capture ng mga noises. But for this software, it's called pala 3D Reshaper, no? Part of Leica view system. So for this type of this software can has an ability to automatically decimate noises. Like for example, itong mga noises na to, makikita natin dyan sa video. Ayan. So capable siya na decimate natin lahat ng noises. I-retain lang natin yung mga areas na kailangan natin i-retain for our studies or kung ano pa man yung kailangan natin gawin. Again, the software is for, sinabi ko lang, floor plumpness, levelness, and then vertical deviation report. But pwede rin tayong mag-generate dito ng mga tanks. Alam ba kung may tangke kayo na medyo luma na, pwede tayong gumawa dyan ng mga deviation report. Okay? And then yung mga dams, pwede rin yun. Okay. So yan, okay, we have automatic point cloud modeling tool, and then from there, once we set our point cloud data, we can start with the report, no? So as you can see in the video, yan. So kung mapapansin nyo, nag-iba yung appearance ng video, and then on the right screen, meron tayong mga deviation dyan. Okay, so it shows yung deviation ng design model versus yung actual point cloud data natin. So yung scale graph natin, yan yung nagde-determine yung deviation, like verticality, plumpness, levelness, and flatness ng ating floor. So medyo malaking bagay ito, no, pag ginagawa natin, like for example sa construction tayo, kung nagta-tiles ka na, medyo kailangan mo pag sa tiles, medyo kailangan patag talaga yung yung flooring mo. Unless na lang kung naka-design ka nang naka-incline yung flooring mo. But for the tiles, so makakatipid ka talaga kung ikaw contractor ka, kung magta-tiles ka. Alam mo na dito pa lang kung saan area mababa yung floor mo ng construction site. And of course, hindi lang din sa flooring, and then sa plumpness din ng wall natin. So makikita niyo yung red na yun yung deviation. So yung deviation natin, madidetermine natin, okay, bago ba ako magdikit ng mga cladding dito, gaano kakapal ng semento, kailangan kong o volume ng ng masa na kailangan ko isalpak dito kay pader ko. So yun, ito yung mga report na pwede nating i-generate from the 3D Reshaper software. Yeah, and this can be exported to PDF. Yeah, so I think kung may question tayo, we can
the first part.
we can start now with the Q&A.
The first part. Any questions?
For the first part, no?
Yeah.
For the, I think kahit siguro halo-halo na yung sa kung may question kayo regarding dun sa scanner, sa equipment na present ni Yuli, kung may question kayo dun sa presentation with Conrad, and then on my presentation then. Before we go to the actual workshop, kung yung paano ginagawa yung asphalt using yung Cloudworx natin in Revit.
Ayan, so Q&A na muna tayo, no? If you have questions, comments, ayan, mabilis na inquiry. And magre-release ng certificate. So, ang attendance check natin at this timestamp is you need to comment down, no? #reality capture. Comment down po muna. Ayan. At comment nyo na rin yung questions nyo, no? Once more, kung nandyan pa kayo, ayan, attendance check. #reality capture. Ayan, sa mga, mas lalo na sa mga nagre-request po ng certificate. Ayan. Tanong. Yeah, feel free, no, to comment. Para kanina may mga nagtanong eh. Natabunan na tuloy. Ayan. Good afternoon, Ma'am Mary Ortico. Ayan. Highly recommend DigiScript services, especially ongoing constructions.
Thank you, Mary. Parang kilala ko to si Mary. Baka kapangalan lang. Thank you. Anyways, thank you. Thank you.
Ayan. Kay Albert Agad III. Nako, magkano daw ang ganitong laser scanner?
Pag may mga questions kayo regarding dun sa services, no? And then costs, you can contact us directly.
Okay.
So, para maintindihan din namin kung ano talaga yung requirements nyo. Kasi iba-iba yung cost ng per requirements kasi yung scanner natin, yung service natin, which is medyo madami siyang sakop para mas mapag-usapan ng maayos, maintindihan yung scope.
Feel free to message directly, DigiScript, our friends in DigiScript. Tama naman, baka naman pwede po yung simpleng solution lang na baka ma-over yung requirement nyo. So better po na magpa-consult muna kayo sa kanila before jumping into Sir Marlon, yes po, may certificate granted that nag-comment po kayo at mamaya magko-comment po ulit kayo for the final attendance check. Pero throughout the duration naman everyone is silent, and from that napaka-attentive ng mga attendees natin ngayon, nakatitig talaga, all ears. Ayan. Ayan, our friends in Batangas daw. Ayan. Baka may mga question po kayo dyan.
Yes, mga kaalae, baka may question po tayo. Kung maya, message lang po dun sa comment section natin.
Ayan, so ito palaging tinatanong sa akin to, Paano daw sir sa disaster resiliency?
Yes, sir.
Paano natin magagamit daw ang reality capture, laser scanning?
Yung sa laser scanning natin kasi, sir, kung sa disaster tayo, I think it's more on the aerial especially kung may mga baha or may mga pwede tayo ma-detect natin yung may mga sinkhole, pwede rin yun. So that can be very specific per disaster. Pero mostly like for example, mga earthquake, yun, and then yung mga flooded areas, magagamit natin yung reality capture.
Nice. Ayan.
I think I'll touch on something for disaster wise. I think one of the things that we continue to share with most of our clients is that when you say for disaster resiliency, it's important to have baseline documentation. One of the things that we lack in how to plan and preserve buildings or come up with solutions is not really understanding what we have in front of us. So as well as a simple as-built plan or how to repurpose a space. In many applications, sometimes it's also used for monitoring solutions. So laser scanning and reality capture can be used to understand baseline, and if there is a calamity, earthquake, typhoon, or cracks in the building, you can compare the previous baseline from a reality capture scan versus after, post-disaster, and you can now understand, the structural engineer can help understand what measures need to be taken to help preserve the building, the structure. And that's what we've seen also in the heritage conservation, getting baseline data, understanding the structure, and how to come up with measures to help ensure its safety. It all starts with accurate baseline information.
Ayan, so ito na lang muna siguro, no, final question, no, before we move forward. From Shigela Villanueva, in doing as-built plans, can you also verify the structural information, or is there a specific equipment?
Yeah. So I'm not sure if this was mentioned earlier, but most of our 3D scanning, the nature of how it works, it's line of sight. So it does not penetrate what's beyond the wall. So it will not give you the rebars. It will not give you the slab, the rebars, the structure below the concrete. But what's important to understand is laser scanning and reality capture can give you maybe cracks, deformations, tilting of buildings that you may not see. So the data that we get on projects, we work with structural engineers and consultants who use our data to come up with the finite modeling in Tekla and in understanding the structure more. But it does not give you an X-ray view. We have other solutions that give you like rebar scanning or GPR that give you the subsurface conditions, and that's what we integrate sometimes. But we capture factual information and report that, and we work with consultants to come up with to sign off on that, and whether it's structurally safe or if it's still within the building code. So we work together with structural engineers, but we do not ourselves approve the structural integrity of buildings. But the data we capture is a big part of how the data is collected, and the confidence to have a sign off from those structural engineers that we work with. Yeah.
Ayan, ito last na talaga. Do you have a laser scanner that can be mounted on a drone?
We do.
Is there such?
There is such a thing. I may not have presented it, but that's what we call, general term is LiDAR, aerial LiDAR, light detection and ranging. So that's those sensors, a laser scanner that are lighter in weight. Those are the ones that are mounted on these customized drones that we use on projects for large area mapping. So we use those sensors, which are smaller, and mount them on top of drones, and as well as imaging. We combine photos and lasers to come up with art. And the main output of that is maybe topographic maps, slope studies, and for maybe 20 to 50 hectares and above. But if we're looking at built structures, laser terrestrial scanning that we presented earlier is the right application, right tool.
Okay, so let's move forward to the next portion of our.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd like to introduce Fritz Canyo, who is going to take us through the next session. Again, this is more hands-on, and maybe this could be the first time many of you are seeing this type of workflow and bringing point clouds into your CAD data environment, which is, say, Revit, Navisworks. But today we'll focus on Revit and the tools we use to come up with the deliverables that you saw earlier in the presentation. So without further ado, I'd like to pull in our BIM supervisor, Fritz Canyo, who is going to show you the examples. And again, we'll have an open session at the end of that workshop. Thanks again. Okay.
Yeah. So once more, pa-reserve po muna no, yung mga questions nyo. And we will give you a cue no, on the moment na you should key in your questions. So once more, please visit DigiScript's webpage and contact them directly for more intimate questions or inquiries. Okay, so while waiting for them, no, kung wala pa po kayo sa ating group, inviting everyone to join us in BIM Philippines. And BIM Philippines in LinkedIn. Ayan. So also if you're an Autodesk software user, inviting you to join us in Autodesk Community Philippines. Ayan. Thank you for joining us, Sir Arvin, Glenn, Pahador. Ayan, Sir Nold Santos. Ayan, si Sir Lito, nagtatrabaho pala ngayon, no, habang nakikinig sa atin, naka-tune in. Ayan, so Sir Mark Dave Velasco. Ayan, sir, aralin mo rin to, no? Maganda matutunan din to, sir. Ayan. Sir Mark Dave from Santa Rosa, Laguna. Ayan, thank you for joining us, CAD Han Studio. Ayan, tama, sir. Maganda po yung tinambayan nyo ngayon. And again, sa lahat po, no, sana po may natutunan kayo. And ayan. Of course, if you appreciate what we're doing, what we're sharing, hindi po kami nanghihingi ng bayad, no? But to give back the love, ayan. No? So please, like and subscribe our YouTube and Facebook. Same din, no, with DigiScripts. Ayan, paki-like din, subscribe and follow. Ayan, so joining us is Ulysses Latoza. Good afternoon, sir.
Everyone. Sir, again, thank you for the opportunity to present to you our services and our technology here in DigiScript. So after they discussed the several advantages of using laser scanner, 3D reality capture, and its features, so right now, I'm going to show the advantage of point cloud data by generating it into a 3D model. For example, like here, as you can see in your screen in Revit. So right now, I'm going to show our example work, but for now, I'm just going to hide it. So pagkatapos nating mag-scan, based dun sa discussion natin kanina, we can use the point cloud data by using the toolbar from Revit. So in Leica Geosystem also had a toolbar or plugin for Revit that we can use. So para ma-transfer natin yung point cloud data natin into 3D model or 2D as-built drawings. So right now, we're going to show to you assume lang natin na meron tayong scan data ng isang 4-story apartment building. So we need 3D as-built from it. We need 2D plans. So right now, as you can see here, ngayon i-discuss ko yung plugins na nandito sa Revit. So again, this is what we call Cloudworx with X, letter X sa dulo, Cloudworx. So we have Cloudworx for Revit and Cloudworx for AutoCAD. So basically, Leica Geosystems is a official partner of Autodesk. So madaling mag-connect si AutoCAD at si Revit kay Cloudworx. So now I'm going to open the LGS file. So LGS file basically is the point cloud data file, yung format niya, kumbaga. So right now, may lalabas dito na, as you can see, parang window. Then, hahanapin lang natin kung saang folder location nakalagay yung data natin. Halimbawa, this is our sample scan data. I'm just going to open it. Hindi na siya kailangan ng another parang extra kailangan pang mag-open ng ganito or ganyan. Parang mabilis lang siya. We're just going to open it, then click OK. So guys, as you can see, this is the example of a actual point cloud data. Then kung magtataka kayo kung bakit ganito yung kulay niya, this particular color, we called it intensity. So, i-discuss ko lang na sa color, pwede natin siyang palitan. Well, as you can see here, we can use true color. But for this one, for this site, actually nag-scan dito ng gabi. So again, baka may mga nagtatanong kung paano, kung ano magiging status kung mag-i-scan ng gabi. Kaya din po. Kasi may ilaw man o wala, maliwanag or madilim, makikita at makikita natin yung point cloud data na na-scan natin. So, let's go back na lang, no, sa another view natin. So, right now, the question is, paano tayo magsisimula? Once na nag-open tayo ng LGS file, which is yung point cloud file. So, nandito na siya sa Revit space natin, sa model space natin, no? Now, all I can do is just go on the top view first. Because kung makikita nyo, dahil yung yung scanner natin, which is actually used by this scanner, call it RTC. So makikita nyo pati yung exteriors niya, even yung mga katabing bahay is nasama siya sa scan. So hindi naman natin pwedeng i-model pa yung kung ano mga premises nila unless it's necessary, unless kailangan ni client or ni contractor na malaman yung mga katabi niya. We're just going to clipping manager. So we use clipping manager basically parang kung sa mga nagpo-Photoshop dyan, parang ano lang siya, crop. Basically parang ika-crop mo lang yung site. So crop, ibig sabihin pwede siyang rectangular. As you can see here, pwede rin siyang polygonal. So halimbawa kung L-shape yung structure natin or U-shape or kahit anong shape, or pwede rin circular. For example, kailangan natin yung dome ng church, halimbawa. So for now, we're just using box fence. So kung makikita nyo, that's very basic na i-fence ko lang yung building na ito. So paano ko nalaman na ito yung site natin? Kung mapapansin niyo mas dense yung point cloud data na makikita nyo. Unlike dun sa mga katabi niya na nagsha-shadow na, as you can see here. So ibig sabihin ito yung specific area na i-scan natin. Then just going to cut. So right now, balik ulit tayo sa 4-story apartment natin. So, libutin lang natin. So, from here pa lang, pwede na tayong magsimula ng as-built modeling. Kung gusto niyo pang mag-further investigate, you can just use the orbit. Parang very basic lang din siya na options. Then you can use this. So yan, halimbawa, gusto nating malaman yung elevation, ano? Makikita natin na yung ground floor niya is medyo nakabaon na. I mean, ano siya sa ground. Parang kumbaga lower ground siya. So basic informations like this na nagagather natin dito sa pag-i-scan is very pretty important na malaman natin, no? So ngayon, para tayo magsisimula. First, we can still use fence multiple times. Halimbawa, I'm just going to box fence again. Or maybe we can use another fencing naman. Polygonal. Subukan natin yung polygonal. So, nasa right elevation po tayo, ano? Then, kung titignan niyo yung line na ginagawa ko, the polygonal, then going to close the polygonal fence. Then, punta po tayo ng top view. So guys, ngayon nakikita nyo na yung ground floor ng structure natin. So, unlike sa very mano-mano na pag-as-built, ngayon mas mabilis sa technology na meron tayo, mas mabilis na yung pag-gather natin ng data. Right now from here, pwede na tayo mag-start ng modeling. For example, punta lang tayo sa architecture, gawa tayo ng example lang ng wall. So, example lang po hindi ko na i-edit pa kung ano yung thickness ng wall, no? So, halimbawa lang na nagmo-model tayo, then we can start modeling from here na. So, another question na madalas na-encounter namin is paano kung tabingi yung wall? So, ano ang ginagawa namin? So, kung tabingi yung wall, we just model as is dun sa point cloud data. Kasi important din na makuha yung information na yun at para makita rin ni client na, for example, ito, kung mapapansin nyo, medyo naka-ano na yung wall natin. So, basic information like this, we also reflect it into our as-built modeling. So, proceed na tayo. So now, paano tayo babalik? Baka isipin kasi nadidelete yung mga naunang finance natin, ano, or yung naunang kinwrap natin, kumbaga. So, again, sa mga sanay naman sa mga photo editing, video editing, punta lang po tayo dito sa clipping manager. So, as you can see, ito yung finance natin kanina. Once I uncheck this, babalik tayo sa dating itsura niya. Hindi na di-delete yung point cloud. Huwag po tayo mag-alala doon. We'll just check and uncheck. Another thing is we can provide the thickness of our fence. Pero i-discuss ko yun later, no? Bali, i-discuss ko lang yung advantage na nito na pwede nating i-modify yung kada fence na ginagawa natin. Either polygonal, rectangular, circular. So, kung hindi nyo na kailangan yung fence, pwede nating i-delete. We just delete it. Then we go back to the whole building. Hindi ko muna ito i-delete, ano? Dahil kapag dinilit ko to or i-uncheck ko, babalik tayo dun sa naunang view natin na kita yung mga kapitbahay natin. So, focus lang tayo dun sa apartment natin. No? So now, tapos na tayo dun sa polygonal fence, na ano ko na rin yung clipping manager. Then, punta naman tayo dito sa, kung makikita nyo si view X at si view Y. Ito, same concept lang din siya ng pag-fence. So, view X, halimbawa, mag-fence ako ng specific area. Halimbawa, gusto kong makita tong side na to. Ito lang ako ng top view. No? So again, click view X again. Under ng clipping. So kung makikita nyo, nakagawa ako ng line. Para siyang infinite line sa AutoCAD, no? Then, second pick. Then, i-pick ko lang ulit. So, nakapag-fence na tayo ng area. But the advantage of this, unlike using this box fence, polygonal, circular, the advantage of using this, the view X, punta tayo ng clipping manager. Ito yung slice na ginawa natin, no? Makikita natin yung thickness. So, ibig sabihin, 10 feet yung na fence natin. Pwede siyang i-edit. Kung gusto natin 5 feet lang, magiging 5 feet yung fence natin. Kung gusto natin mas malaki, gawin natin 20 feet. So, ito yung fence natin ng, or crop. Pag-crop natin ng 20 feet. So, dito pa lang, makikita na natin yung section. So, lipisan lang natin yung. So now, example lang ng section natin. Ngayon, makikita na natin yung mga pintuan ng apartment natin, maliban sa hagdan. Pero, I think, vital na rin to na makakita natin. Kung mapapansin nyo, even yung ceiling, medyo parang babagsak na. So, yun, sa ceiling, we mentioned kanina yung floor flatness. Actually, pwede rin siya sa ibang surfaces. For example, things like this. Hindi natin alam yung mga surfaces na nasa structure natin is nagbe-bend na ba or babagsak na ba. We don't have any clue. But if we have this kind of technology, malalaman natin. So, i-uncheck ko lang siya. No? Balik tayo dun sa whole building natin. So, ano naman yung ibang view? For example, view Y. Y-axis. So, mas madali ito kung pupunta tayo sa elevation view natin. So now, for example, mag-fence lang ako din sa bandang ground floor natin or siguro try natin yung sa second floor naman, no? Kasi di pa natin nakikita sa second floor. So, tinitignan ko lang yung window. Kumbaga, ina-assume ko lang kung saan sa second floor. So, ngayon, makikita natin sa second floor, yung ibang kapitbahay natin ayaw magpapasok sa bahay nila. So, wala tayong scan data. But, kita pa rin yung outline ng wall. So, may data pa rin tayo na makukuha despite na hindi natin nakuha yung ibang areas. And, again, balik tayo kay clipping manager. Tulad nga nung sinabi ko, may edit yung thickness. Gawin natin 5 feet, magiging 5 feet. Then, kung mapapansin nyo, nakikita na natin si stairs. So, same concept lang din siya na x-axis na view. For this time, we're using y-axis. So, balik lang ulit tayo sa building natin. Then, same lang din yung purpose nito sa ibang, same lang din yung purpose nito, just the same as this. Then, I forgot to mention. For example, if fence ko ulit, pwede natin siyang, for example, nag-slice tayo, no? I-close ko lang ulit, or sige, iwan lang muna natin dito para makita natin. Meron tayong forward or backward. So backward, ibig sabihin pababa. The more na kiniklik ko siya, kung mapapansin nyo, nakikita na natin yung section ng kada 5 feet. Kada 5 feet ng ano natin. So same lang din sa x-axis. So, modeling from here, basically parang tinitrace lang natin yung point cloud into model. So ngayon ilalabas ko yung model natin, no? Ito yung finished product namin. Then, we can off the point visibility. So ito na yung output ng model natin. Then, mabilisan lang to. Gagawa lang ako ng section box. Para mapakita ko lang yung ground floor na naka-embed. So ito yung model ng ground floor natin, no? Makikita ninyo. Then open ko lang yung point visibility. So yan yung itsura niyan. Bali from point cloud, binomodel namin siya manually from wall, doors, etc. Lahat architectural, structural, etc. Yung mga families, lahat yun naka-base sa point cloud data. But proceed tayo sa features. Kasi baka isipin ng iba na mano-mano lahat. So medyo mahirap yun eh. So right now, si Cloudworx, si Laika, may technology na siya na gumagamit ng features. Actually, for now, ang features lang na meron tayo is automatic generation ng pipe tsaka steel from point cloud data. Basically, magka-click ka lang sa point cloud data, then automatic na mag-generate yung object. So, proceed na tayo dun, no? So right now, may so sorry for interruption na. Balik lang ulit tayo dito. Feature sample natin. So, sorry for quick interruption na. Medyo. So right now, meron akong maliit na example lang dito ng pipework. Again, i-fence ko lang yung kailangan natin. Hindi na natin kailangan yung flooring, no? Ngayon, i-model natin si pipeworks. So nakatingin ako from ibaba. Nakatingin ako sa baba. Pataas yung ano natin, yung view natin, no? So kung mapapansin nyo, kanina kasi nag-example ako ng ano dito. Nakikita nyo may pipe na akong nagawa. So paano? Question, paano natin na-achieve itong ganitong pipe work na as-built, pero mabilis, hindi siya mano-mano. So ang advantage kasi ni Cloudworx, meron tayong pipe fittings. Pag kinlik natin yung pipe, tatanungin lang tayo ng tolerance niya. Basically, yung tolerance ng error niya from point cloud. Then, select pick type. Pwede nating i-pick lang yung point cloud. Pwedeng box fence din. Pero for now, pick lang tayo. So ngayon, may kita nyo yung parang crosshair na sa ano ko. I-click ko lang siya kung saan malinaw yung pipe work natin. Isang click lang. Then maglo-load lang siya. Then it will automatically create a pipe. So, sunod-sunurin na natin. I-model na rin natin yung iba. So kung makikita nyo, isang click lang to. Kada click ko lang, automatic na nag-generate ng pipe yung point cloud natin. So it's already a 3D model object that we can use to our as-built. So para ma-appreciate natin yung ginawa natin, i-hide ko lang muna yung point visibility natin. Yan. So mapapansin nyo, hindi pantay-pantay yung lumabas na Pwede naman siyang i-stretch. These kind of pipes are editable naman. Balik lang muli tayo sa point cloud. Then, para makita na rin natin, i-fence ko lang. Fence lang ako ng siguro this section view. So, ayan, yan yung object na kumbaga automatic na na-generate natin from point cloud data. So, hindi porke sinabi na mano-mano lahat ng pag-model namin from walls, doors, etc. is mano-mano na lahat. Kasi kung map ang kailangan natin na as-built, matatagalan tayo. So, may mga ganitong technology si Cloudworx na mapapabilis tayo. Then, after pipe works, proceed tayo sa steel. So yan, meron tayong maliit na example lang ng steel, I think steel framing, structural. So, sa pipe, ganun lang din, mag-ano lang tayo sa fitters. I-click ko lang yung steel. So sa steel, meron tayong choices. Ito yung mga pwede nating ma-automatic generate pagka-click sa point cloud. I-beam, may T-shape na bakal, may channel o U-shape, pwede rin tubular, pero yung tubular is limited lang tayo sa rectangular tube, Tsaka angle bar. So, i-determine natin syempre kung ano yung bar, steel bar na nasa point cloud na nakikita natin. So, ngayon nakikita natin sa point cloud data natin is, I think it's I-beam. Pupunta lang tayo kay steel. So, here, pwede tayong mamili ng user steel catalog. Halimbawa, yung materials na binili natin, tinatayo na is galing China, or galing ng India, galing ng Japan. So, meron tayong, syempre, kada bansa, may mga standards yan sila, Then, click lang tayo, for example, bili na tayo ng isang steel catalog na standard sa bansa nila. Then, going to pick. Same lang din sa pipe kanina, Pero, dito, magpipick tayo ng 2 beses. So kung mapapansin nyo, nag-pick ako isang beses sa edge ng point cloud natin. Then, pangalawang pick ulit. Tapos, may lalabas na ganito. So dito pa lang, pinapakita niya kung ano yung fit na bakal na pwede niyang ilagay dun sa point cloud. I-ano lang natin na okay. Then ngayon, ito na yung fill na makikita natin. So sunod-sunod na siya. Again, same din sa pipework, pwede siyang ma-drag. For example lang, no? Then proceed, sunod-sunod na yan. Talagang ano lang, click lang nito, pick lang, then repeatedly lang hanggang matapos natin yung entire project. For example, in this one, kung puro bakal yung gagawin natin. Or a good example is Truss Bridge. For example, Ayala Bridge, Quezon Bridge, yung mga ganon. Mabilis namin yun magagawa dahil may mga ganito kaming plug-in or technology. So, for now, hanggang doon na lang yung sa workshop natin. Ano? Marami pang pwedeng ma-discuss dito. Actually, yung dito sa Cloudworx toolbar, marami pang pwedeng marami pa tayong pwedeng magamit. In fact, may bagong release na rin ng Cloudworx na pwede nang mag-automatic generate ng pinto or ng window basta naka-indicate lang sa family yung ano natin, yung doors and windows natin. So sa ganung technology kasi mapapabilis yung paggawa natin ng as-built. So guys, yun lang, no. Thank you sa oras na nilaan nyo sa panonood ng ano, and hopefully in the future ma-discuss pa namin kung ano yung advantages nitong Cloudworx and nito ni Leica Geosystems sa as-built drawings and sa industriya, sa buong industriya ng architecture, engineering, even geodetic, even maraming pwedeng industriya na pwedeng ma-involve sa technology na to. Then guys, maraming salamat. Thank you. Good afternoon and good evening. I'll ililipat ko na kay Sir Conrad, no, yung ano natin. Thank you guys.
Ayan, so thank you. Last, before we end this and we proceed to our final Q&A session, it's time for another attendance check. Ayan, before we end this. Okay? Ayan. Comment down, laser scanning DG script. Laser scanning DigiScript. Ayan. So please, please comment down your questions if you have any. Parang very attentive yung mga attendees natin. Tonight na pala, tonight. Hindi na pala afternoon. Ayan. So lahat po na makatagap ng certificate ay yung nag-fill out ng form. We have a form. If you can see my screen, ayan, on the tickets section, just click that link. It will lead you to a form wherein yung details na yan ay yan po yung ilalagay namin sa certificate nyo. Okay, please, ayan, tama. Please drop down or comment down your questions. Ayan, now. So sana po kanina nagmerienda kayo at nagkape habang nanonood sa amin. Ayan, first question, meron po bang test the course? Yan.
Right now, I think it's good to note that TESDA is actually developing a BIM training regulations course. We're privileged to be part of that group, the core group, of course, together with the BIM consultants that are taking the lead here in the Philippines. My role actually, and I brought this up with TESDA, is how do we now, as we now formalize the BIM, I think reality capture has an important role as well, as we now have the BIM for pre-construction, but once you have now BIM implemented on the project, how do you now validate? So I think that's something I will bring up also with my interactions with TESDA. So right now there is none, to answer straightforward, but we do offer training for those that are using point clouds or involved in laser scanning and using the Leica suite of softwares with Autodesk. we are training. We are well licensed by Leica to offer training here, and that's what, as you saw here, the team that presented, Ulysses, Blitz, and Ruel. That's our core team to bring these solutions, and hopefully, the more we learn, the more opportunity we have, we will train. Now, as I mentioned, there are some schools already that we're involved in, major universities that are adopting this, and we are also quite serious in helping grow that community and that education base. So yeah.
Yep. For the one asking about the replay, yes, we have a replay. Yeah, this will go down in history. Kaya if you know someone who would like to know more quickly about laser scanning reality capture, you may share the YouTube and the Facebook link to them. Ayan. So, please comment down kung may mga katanungan pa po kayo, no? So, very thankful. It felt like a mini conference. We're in, you get to hear from a speaker and you get to have, a mini sort of training na rin kasi it's an actual demonstration and you have seen their equipment. So, ayan. Very educational yung nangyari today. So, thank you so much to the DigiScript team. Yan.
Thank you.
Ayan. So, may 20-second delay. Whatever it is that's happening, Ayan. Ngayon ay may 20-second delay bago dumating sa ating, Yun. Thank you for joining us, Civil Engineer Gay Luz Jabiguero. Ayan. So, once more, no, if your company requires or is interested, no, to acquire the services of DigiScript with regards to laser scanning and reality capture, feel free to message them. Can you flash, Sir Conrad, your PowerPoint slide na may contact details nyo?
Sure. I'll do that right now. Thank you.
Ayan.
Yeah.
Mukhang na information overload kayo, no? Kaya nagre-request kayo ng ng replay, no? Ayan. Pero that was very much educational and enjoyable.
Thank you. Yeah, we the team here, I think on their behalf, we also enjoyed sharing the work that we put in, and we hope I guess part of our mission is also help make this reality capture solutions more accessible to the general public. We feel like we can all benefit the more we use this in our projects, the more we apply it, and sometimes we'll be surprised. The end users, our customers, are the ones who come up with new solutions and how to use the data. So we just shared maybe our, I would say 10 plus years of experience, but just around the corner, the young users out there may realize that there are actual applications beyond what I'm showing you here today, and that's what we're excited to learn about. Yeah.
Paano daw, how did you end up with the reality capture, Conrad?
Yeah.
Paano ka napunta sa ganyang industry? Can you share us your story kung...
Yeah. I think it was a bit of my background is in IT, and I finished in University of Asia in the Pacific. But we've always been in the technology space, looking at technologies out there. When we first started the company, it's actually a family-run business, and we're looking at solutions initially in the 3D space. So we were always in the 3D. I guess applications, for example, renderings in 3D Max, creating real estate animations, doing Revit modeling. But once we came across, I think we came across this technology from an inquiry early in our days, and we learned that laser scanning, it's something of the future. But we didn't really know much about it. But we had some good partners in Singapore who took us through this journey from Leica Geosystems, who introduced technology and the future benefits, and it just attracted us. So it was really more out of interest initially because we were in the 3D space in BIM, but also we also realized once we learned more about it how useful it can be, knowing that there's really lack of documentation. And initially, really, what attracted us is really the engaging output. 3D scan and output is something that's it's quite exciting to see, and that just drew us more into the technology. The more we got into the technology applications, we just investigate further. When you're passionate about something and it takes a lot of your time, that's how scanning was for us. It wasn't something, we didn't know where it would take us 10 years ago, but we were happy to see where it's gone and how it's helped in various industries. And we're not just speaking alone here. I think I have colleagues in other parts of the world who continue to share these stories of success stories using this tool as a means to an end. It's not just about technology. It's how is this used for creating more efficient buildings, saving time and cost. How do we now fabricate things in one country but ship it to another, make sure it fits perfectly. So those things are the things that I guess motivates us, and knowing how our customers really value the data that we provide. Yeah.
Ayan, so DigiScript already have cross. Oh. True. I believe this is true.
What's that?
Ayan, thank you for commenting down, our architect Mary Clemente.
Thank you.
Okay, so kung wala na pong mga
Laser scanner.
Huh?
Can we use laser scanner for scanning?
Ano Ma'am Nelsie?
Can we use laser scanner for
Ayan, ayan, question from Mertaya. Can we use cross-country pipeline land survey topography?
Yeah. Laser scanning could definitely be a technology, but it would probably be more aerial based. It would be the drone survey using, again, laser scanning. But really, yes, for topography, definitely that's one of the outputs you can easily provide for smaller sites with the technology you see behind me. But for large area mapping, like large area for topography, we would use the aerial drone laser scanning systems, which can be done, but definitely yes. Yeah.
Ayan. Oy, from Sir OJ Manlapas. Ayan.
Hi,
Hoping
OJ.
to use.
Good to hear from you.
Okay, so kung wala na po kayong questions, mababasa pa rin naman namin yan after we end this live stream, kasi nasa comment section yan. It's visible to the public. So makikita po nila Sir Conrad din yan, whatever it is you have commented down. So make sure it's positive. It will do business. And once more, sana po nakatulong kami together with the DigiScript team. I'm sure marami kayong natutunan with regards to this technology. So once more, thank you Sir Conrad and the team.
Thank you.
Nasaan na ba sila?
Okay.
Ayan.
Hello, sir.
So we're here. Yeah, we're to practice our physical distancing, but on behalf of DigiScript and of course my team, we thank them for sharing their knowledge and expertise. And of course, special thanks to BIM Philippines and Joe Mark Nelsie for this opportunity. We really thank you, and we look forward to more chances to share what we know in this industry altogether to help grow. So thanks again, and we hope everyone stays safe and well.
Ayan.
Take care.
Okay. Thanks so much. Goodbye. Good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Happy dinner.
Bye.
Bye-bye.